Good morning. This is Anka Metcalf with Trade Out Loud, and today is Tuesday, July 26, 2016, and it is little over 9 a.m. Eastern Time. So let's start our market bias for today. We're going to start with NQ and our buys here. So we did have quite some earnings. We have Texas Instrument that reported earnings, and it's going to gap up huge this morning. We also have some other stocks that are gapping down, like FCX and CNX and others. I'm looking at some gold stocks that are lower, okay, that are coming up on the scanner right now. So here's my bias for this, taking into consideration some earnings. We have some NASDAQ stocks that are quite strong, and we see that the E-mini NASDAQ 100 index futures is acting pretty strongly this morning. It is actually the only one from these three major indices that I'm watching that is actually trying to pop through this resistance area where I have my cursor on. So a play for today would be in the direction long, obviously, and I will look for a breakout over 46.62, this area, and again, the target is going to be pretty small. I don't know if today is going to be the day for the breakout based from the daily chart, because we've had quite a actually a 4-day consolidation. So we are prone more to breaking out onto the daily chart, and this consolidation just proves to us that the price might be ready to take another leg higher. We're going to see if this is going to play out. Needless to say that if we're going to get a pullback into 46.50 area, or even down here into the 46.45 area, I'm going to look for a scalp long into this top of the base. So let's move on to YM. And as well, this is the daily chart. This is the hourly chart, I'm sorry, of YM, mini Dow Jones Industrial Average Futures. And we see some relative weakness that is coming in. We have a top, and we have a series of lower highs, a series of lower low here's, and we have a lower consolidation here below 18,445. And we have this sandwich, this congestion area, and support at 18,386. So this is going to be rather choppy. If we're going to get some weakness into the market today, we're going to look for a short opportunity in YM, but this is going to be like very, very short term. So it's for a day trade, so not overall market conditions. We're in a very, very strong market environment, and until proven with a confirmation of a downtrend, I'm not going to short anything, but I'm going to buy the dips like I've always done. Throughout this year and last year and the year before that. So if we're going to get a break below 18,387, we can see lower targets, and I went ahead and marked some of my hourly support areas, and I'm going to look for a target of 18,350. So that is only if we get a breach of this 80 area. So 80 is going to be by 50. This is going to be the target. And again, I'm going to look for a smaller time frame, probably a 2 or 5 minute congestion area or sell pocket in order to take it to 18,350. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at ES. And ES is actually my least favorite amongst all of these minis. So it's trading in a pretty sloppy range. There is something about it with this 2160 that is really trying to make this ascending pattern. It'll make it good for a pinch play here, 2160 to 50 by 2160, and you could take it to 2165, 67, and 70 around this area. So this is my least favorite, but nonetheless, this is in the middle. So NQ is the strongest, YM is the weakest, and ES is somewhat in the middle. And let's go to my favorite, CL, which is oil. I played oil yesterday, and we've been talking about oil for a couple of weeks now, and it went exactly to target. $42.50 was the swing target for it for the day trading portion of it. We had a very nice follow through to the downside all the way to the whole number. And overnight we had a little pullback right here into $43.31 before we had this lower. Let's not forget that there is a lower target for oil, and that is $42, $42 and $41.60. These are projected targets moving forward for oil. So any pullback in oil, probably to $43 area, and another turnaround in this area can actually take us lower, revisiting the prior low and actually taking it lower to $42. And like I've mentioned earlier, for about $41.80. And it still has room to continue lower, so to basically to $40. So we're going to take it step by step. And GC, like I've mentioned, I was seeing some of these gold stocks on the scanner in the red coming in. So right now we have the price. It's a very sloppy pattern. I would not touch gold today. As well, very, very sloppy. You could see the size of these candlesticks, and they're just all over the place. So needless to say, we're still in this congestion. A break over 1322 can potentially take it higher, and a break below 1315 can take it lower, and a break of 1310 can actually take it much lower, and that would prompt more selling pressure that can come in and can bring gold back to 1300. This was all for today. Thank you so much for listening in. If you have any questions, feel free to email me at info@tradeoutloud.com. And don't forget, if you're interested in August 20th 7-day class, email me at info@tradeoutloud.com. We have a power income day trading futures class coming up in August. Thank you so much, and I'll see you tomorrow morning.